We're gonna load the game. We're gonna bring this up. I guess I'm at the 6th bite. I failed last time, somehow. I didn't know I could fail, well, never mind, I did know I could fail culinary school. Very easy to fail culinary school, to the point where my culinary school had a graduation rate of like 47%. Not because people failed, because people just dropped out because culinary school is expensive. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim. My rival's make a dramatic announcement. The lunch we prepared today is, yeah, timed cook-off. I failed this last time because I didn't know anything. I'm gonna continue on though with the taking care of my Tamagotchis because they're screaming at me, which means also everyone else has to take a drink of water. Count me in. Yeah, we've discussed this. The timer's ready. I am not. Yeah, no one cares, Colonel. I don't care about anyone anymore. I don't care about Ashley. I don't care about fucking Sprinkles. I care about this battle competition, I guess. We're making mashed potatoes, which I don't know why we're making mashed potatoes. We made mashed potatoes last time, but now I'm boiling potatoes again, and water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. That's it. You're going to season this chicken. There are 11 herbs and spices. I know that one's correct. Yeah, I don't know any of the answers after this. Now that we've got the basic steps going, it's not trust, so gratitude? Okay, sure, yeah. The best way to get the best flavor is through gratitude. I better pick up the pace if I want to survive. When I was a child, my father told me to never forget. Hold on. When I was a young boy. Oh yeah, small town where big dreams are born. You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What's the sound of success? Apparently it's not sizzling, it's silence? Yeah, sure, fuck it. That's right, when they taste your cooking, they'll be so taken aback with that they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Amanda. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing that he's watching makes you totally forget what you're doing. Now all you're thinking about is Colonel Sanders riding a horse to culinary school, which is super fucking weird. But we're gonna ignore that because, again, we're going after the chicken empire. How many spoonfuls of gravy? Colonel Sanders blowing up. Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. Wedding vows. What does that have to do with crafting a spectacularly fried chicken and a delicate baked biscuits? Yeah, we're making fried chicken. But Colonel Sanders already made fried chicken for everyone for lunch on their first day, so like my fried chicken isn't gonna compare to his fried chicken. Not that I care about that. I don't care about culinary school. I just want to impress him, so when he dies, again, I can get the chicken empire fortune. Also, this just isn't good for culinary school. Does this culinary school really just teach people how to make chicken and like nothing else? They're like, this is the most prestige culinary school in all of America. And all we learn how to do here is deep fry things. Deep fry poultry, to be precise. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yeah, I know. People keep insulting me for using a stand mixer. I don't know why. Amanda, no. Why? Why would I shove my hand in there? Is this just a bad time? Because I answered all of the questions correctly. The battle's over, but I didn't finish my dish. This is what happened last time, but did I lose again? Suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. Yeah, we get it. This bougie-ass dessert that I very much now want to make. This is literally just like, what, a white chocolate dome? Take white chocolate, melt it, put it in the shape of a dome, put it on a plate on top of honeycomb. Make a, yeah, cheese croquette honeycomb, ice cream 2 different ways. I know how to make nougat. I'm not sure how to make blueberry gelée. But I'll figure it out in order to make this. Okay, I put myself in between Colonel Sanders and Ashley last time. And that was a bad time, so I'm gonna internalize my rage, which is what I do already normally, not in the game. So I'm just gonna let my rage burn so intensely with my eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause my eyebrows to catch fire, which turns to ash. They fall off your face, which means people have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. Perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed of your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, that you run to the quad to be alone. What? I'm so mad. Like, I'm so mad that I shoved my hand in that mixer. What the stupidest idea. The stupidest thing I could do, and I'm like, yeah, no, sure, without hesitation. This wouldn't have happened if everyone didn't fucking insult me for using KitchenAid mixer for biscuits. No, you can only do it by hand. What are we? Where is this? The 1800s? Where electricity doesn't really exist yet, so we don't have access to stand mixers? It's just like, oh, it's the best because it's handmade. Get fucked. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married, and he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but with that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. Yeah, my eyes literally just burst into flames. I don't know what the symptom of what disease and or virus that's from. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. That sounded sexual. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you ever think I've never failed anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, but I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be really cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight, and I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rifle. He survived. Only for a while, anyhow. Colonel Sanders! I'm not sure I want to be gaslighting this man into thinking I'm the perfect one for him, because I'm starting to get frightened that I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I love you, and then our love falls apart because I don't actually love him. I just love him for his chicken money, and then he's gonna kill me in my sleep before I get the chance to kill him in his sleep. Anyway, continue on with their tragic backstory. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume I got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. No amount of hours, labors, or money could deter me from giving the best I had to give. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest, it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. You got a lot of pressure riding on these chicken shoulders. Pop, the fuck are you doing here? Just as the moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Is it not Pop? Battle scared from the night before, you prepare for your worst. It's the Spark Monster! Hey Borko, it's you from yesterday. You said you weren't gonna show up again. But here you are. 'Tis I. I know I said I wouldn't be back after the whole fight to the death thing. Maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just want to say that I was wrong to attack you, and I should apologize. I know it's like always having to look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? I know monster problems, you know me. A fucking monster. Ah, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there really are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also wanted to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I like that we're just apologizing to each other. I know that you're strong and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. Oh, trust me, you don't even know the fucking half of it. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a spork monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were a human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever. But I was still a student until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me. I was forever transformed. So not only are there corgi professors, but also there are golden retriever students. Gotcha. A magic spellbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and you shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No. You should be protecting the innocent from those who cheat them through the sorcery. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. Me and the, spork monster have a soul bond, and now he's my familiar. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Amanda, together, I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my I thought I was gonna say highway. Come back to my highway. You know, it's a highway. Cars drive on it, but we can sit on the middle of it if we really want to. If you want to play chicken. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? I can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like I'm about to find out. Did we just leave school? That was lunchtime. Like, I just finished lunch. We skipped the last half of the day. This is only a 3-day course. Out of all of the entirety of all of the class time, I've missed a 1/6 of it. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Does that baby have a fucking goatee? Looks like you have such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, but I've been trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts wondering what your dish might be describing. It's meant to be paired with something spicy or something crispy, or both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? I'm gonna reveal it, because why would I get... The only secret that I'm keeping for myself is that I basically hate this man at this point, and I am entirely in this for the money. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for your special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. I'm not gonna lie, KFC coleslaw is garbage. I'm so glad that I'm in charge of making the coleslaw. To prove more that I do not belong in culinary school, because not only did I decide to make a dish that someone else made for a competition, I also stuck my hand in a KitchenAid mixer, and I made shitty coleslaw. I don't deserve to be here. Magnificent! Shut it, Colonel! Together you two chow down on the creamy slaw until a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. Are you crying? You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Yeah, let me tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. I want to look at the baby picture. Adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor from a goatee mustache combo he sports. You figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. So you're telling me he said that he failed so much at like so many other things, yet there's this baby picture of him with a fucking drumstick? Who frames a baby picture of themselves? Probably the same person that would make their own face the logo of their company they founded, am I right? Heyo! Anyway, tell me more about the urn. Take a closer look at the large urn sitting on the nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but you wipe it off. You can read the inscription. All my past careers and business failures. Poor guy. What else is there? This candle? I'm a slut for a good candle. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. It's gravy scented. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? A piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of '69? No, it's one of the secret ingredients. It's... Why did that door just open? I don't need to know. I want to know what's in the safe, because that's where people keep secret things. And boy, howdy Jesus, am I Snoop. I'm gonna need to know not only the secret recipe, you know what? I don't even need to know the secret recipe. I just need to know all of your bank details. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside, you find a single note. No! No chicken cannot be prepared sashimi style. I know it's a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Yeah, I know, taxidermied chicken. Yeah, sure. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, Ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the woods on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, I never learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I can tell you my name right now. It's... You see I'm in the middle of something? I open the window a crack and the ghost of the student is swept out with a breeze. I guess I'll go through the rest of the picture. It's a photo of Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. I think that's it. Now I think I have to go through the door. Open the door to find Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one of them off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for me, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. Try to act casual, until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on me. It better! You forgot to take it off. You decide that now is the moment to make the big move, tell him you're cold. I feel like honesty is the way to go when pretending to love someone in order to steal their inheritance. So yeah. You can fence. I think I've developed feelings for you. Never mind, that wasn't truthful at all. That was the complete opposite of being truthful. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Not my chicken empire. What happens if you, this beautiful woman that I met in culinary school, we fall in love and it truly turns out that you don't actually love me and you're just here to steal my fortune. What, Colonel? That's insane. I would never do anything like that. Colonel? Yes, Amanda. I honestly think that this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow by opening a Kentucky Fried Chicken together. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! Gorgeous as ever. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Why can't we just call this his house? Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges from his room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast. Your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast. I just whipped it up. We are all dying of like nutritional imbalances because the only thing I have seen people eat in this game are biscuits and fried chicken. That coleslaw? The first vegetable we've eaten in the last 2 days. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. Would you say that we're the perfect match? I don't know, man. I literally met you 2 days ago. My cuisine, your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. He could be the world's greatest gifts to cookery. Take him down a pet. I'll flatter him because as we've realized before, Colonel Sanders likes a woman who has zero personality and just favors him. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of my eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? This is all happening so quickly. Oh my god, I'm fangirling. Except I'm not fangirling because we've come to the conclusion that I hate this man and I literally just want the money. Overcome with emotion and confusion by your feelings, you are on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer that you can find is to run out the door and get home. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend waiting there for you. Miriam's here. Again, I've abandoned this girl at least like 4 times. I'm also just realizing, is this just like a K-pop poster up here? Where have I been? Why are you in my home is the real question. Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you and I got worried that something bad happened to you. It's okay. I was just... Now that turns out you're fine, I can totally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Miriam, literally no one gives a shit about you. You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him, you better keep that dial turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of gal. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So yeah, sure. I can get to know the little mechanic guy. So long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends. Should you just say skydiving as if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. Don't give Miriam time to tell the whole story. However, bottling up the details of my own night is just too much to bear. Well, I went on a date too, because world's not just about you, Miriam, and now I'm starting to realize why I have abandoned you so often in the last like 2 days. I spent the night with him. You, what? Oh god. Nothing happened, but the emotional connection? Oh, wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. I'm so upset. Like, if being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, then I don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. Dude, yeah, no, fuck Miriam. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There's a horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Amanda, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but from the injury from yesterday's mixer accident, you make... It's Lord Jesus. But with the accident from yesterday's mixer incident, your hand hurts. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A natural, intuitive person, he can sense that something's been going on. Is everyone excited for the last day of school? Amanda, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back to fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hand, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Fuck off, Ashley. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What's he doing complimenting her? What about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? Why is she winking? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That was a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Amanda, but I'm more than capable of speaking for myself. I also just realized that the lights have been off this entire time, and I cannot tell what the lighting in this situation has been, so... I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Amanda. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you pull out the spell book you recovered from yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book. It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear as some sort of grimoire, but I don't believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire, like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I think one surefire way to find out. You open a page covered to an arcane warning. Cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page. I can use a spell here that says it'll erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrib out Colonel Sanders, that would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you, I don't know, do something else? Like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Like maybe tie like a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of me and a pretty good excuse to try it out. No, I'm not gonna do it. I take my friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice and makes a quick announcement. I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I can assure you, it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. I kinda wanna give him a snack. You reach into your backpack and grab some homework from last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. Ahem, I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems a little cliche, but not much in this world satisfied like ungraded work. My Amanda, were you studying something with cinnamon? I have been sitting in on a lecture of a series around art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. But before he can go any further, Miriam's love of drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by the whirs and sparks coming from the back of the classroom. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? But no, you had to show off it to your cool friends, Jeff and Joan, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold the hands pedal down the mountain or a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. No amount of seasoning is gonna make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels and not feet, it's not entirely clear where he got that from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, it looks okay, I guess. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like loud public breakups to cast a pale over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted because what lies ahead is the final competition showdown challenge exam TM. Trademarked. What do you mean you're still working on the title? Bitch, you already have it trademarked. But I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby that in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam. Are you okay? I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone, Miriam, especially me. Speaking of not needing me, I'm gonna leave because I don't want to talk to you anymore. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing away through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? That is exactly what I'm gonna do, Miriam, but again, I'm just using this entire game as an excuse to gaslight culinary students. I didn't do it during my own culinary courses, so might as well do it now. Of course not! Well, maybe, sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony somewhere out there with your name on it and a big ranch, enough for us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone who shows a little interest anyhow. I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it. While you're pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea on how to spend time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice your dish. This is it, the location of the final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, a test of test. It's a test. A chance to beat the pants off of Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Amanda's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months making the dish, why did you practice a pot pie for months? Making a dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven, but as soon as you do, your cram session was interrupted by Colonel Sanders! Amanda, what are you doing in here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station, picturing my victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell slowly filling this space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were in here, cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about practicing your dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's so specific. That's an oddly specific distance, but you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. Dude, the more that I learn about this man, the more I'm concerned. Apparently he has magical special powers, and he was born from an egg, and he was a shitty mule handler. I don't know. You can smell a pot pie from 400 meters away. You know it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha, no, I can smell that it's made with a heaping ton of TLC. Tangy leftover chicken. That's what TLC stands for. Tangy leftover coleslaw. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. The best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day, but there's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that will put you over to the edge of victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly for their elaborate dishes, per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has a giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared and to go big, going small. My opening move is to stab Ashley. My dish, revenge, best served cold. That's why I locked Ashley in the walk-in freezer for 3 hours. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something. His original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity of the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone's calling out really cool specific cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty-bitty pots of broth. Best friend bastard blastard is what I'm going with. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops the open sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops her pastries off into the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as foretold. We mustn't let it happen or all the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct, Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she gonna use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you use this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it is almost certainly evil magic? Colonel Sanders is gonna appreciate us doing it the hard way, because Colonel Sanders appreciates, just a good bit of hardness. We're gonna do it the hard way because he said on other occasions that the easy way is the bad way. So who needs magic when you've got passion? Do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms. It gives you a subtle wink from across the classroom. See? I believe in you, Amanda. Miriam noticed too. And I always believed in you, Amanda, since we were little kids because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short time. And it's actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the secret ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so you say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition? I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kinda in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the spork monster notices that you've got the Grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and then accidentally summon me, huh? Huh, yeah, you guessed it, sort of. If you were here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles into a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup, Back in the old country, you could feel the spork monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know where exactly they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should just watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school when I'd fallen asleep during the scare tactics class, and when I woke up, Spork Monster, shut up! He tossed a serious stare at Steve, and then he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. I have suffered a huge setback, and I don't know if I could ever win. Give up and drop out of culinary school. We're not gonna drop out because that's not what I did in real life, so I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. My hair turns mac and cheese orange. That was a weird color for mac and cheese to be. My heart is pure, my hands are shaky, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives. Yes, Amanda, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power that you've been summoning immediately fades black out. You're interrupting my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. I begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through my body. You know what? With all this power, I can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because you were powering up your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven. And it can't be served, but don't worry, dear Amanda. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you've earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese. All the time is almost up. You're gonna need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the tests? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules? Never really been my thing. I follow my heart. I follow the recipe. I follow chickens across the road. I don't know where they're going, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel and reveals the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes upon. Besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects and surpass individual efforts. Are you suggesting? Are we dipping chicken tenders in mac and cheese? If we combine forces, we can perform the perfect food union. Time's up, students. With time expired, the moment everyone has been waiting for, you must now prepare and present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. Seems like we're missing some of the students. Pop? Clank? From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook of the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down! Why are we yelling at Pop? Let me guess, did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought it was a wedgie I thought a wedgie was a salad. Like a wedge salad. Looks like Pop's eliminated from the challenge, seeing as he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs, may I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear the signature whir and beep or other onomatopoeia, but there is none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please, collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. What do you mean 4 people left? Does it count me and Colonel Sanders as one? Because there's Miriam, Van Van, Ashley, and then me and Colonel Sanders. That's 5 people. Where the fuck are you getting 4 from? Sprinkles, I understand that you're a dog and your mathematics and arithmetics might not be up to par, but you're a goddamn professor, so. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. Wait, that's adorable. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto maki? I spy afloat in the itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef's my father's name. And some grenadine made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have really cute electronic toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself, and in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with such love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed, and she gives a huge hug. Thank you, Amanda, for helping me believe in myself. I abandoned you so often in this game. I don't know, I gave you a singular pep talk. I gave one singular monologue on the last day of culinary school. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made a uni over smooth egg custard and an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Is this also gonna kill someone? Did you skewer one type of urchin with the spines from a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly what I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh all around. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue at first, but it can't get past all of the needles. He feels reeled back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue. The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sing. I can't eat this, it keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would be difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount sympathy. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delights in a light rose water syrup topped with French meringue, connected by sugar glass. I can make this too. Actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way, as it's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. And don't eat the food at cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something? Amanda, I told you. Display piece. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, it's a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and I did an extremely good job of cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. Food that cannot be eaten? I can't judge. You're disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. You said that already. And with that, Ashley storms over to redirect herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice like everyone else. This isn't the last time you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders are the final cooks. Step up together. 2 chefs! What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. Somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I had seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blown me away in my 49 dog years of life. I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class that's still here, which is literally just me, Colonel Sanders, and Miriam, who has already passed the class. You pass, and you pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around it. Oh, there are other culinary students that weren't main characters involved in the story. Gotcha. Everyone gathers around and partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend into reality, into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnificent fragrance. They gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl. They admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declared you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could anything be better than this one? Now that the school year Now that the school 3 days is completed, everyone's graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of Squirrel's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cutesy and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Ow, ow, ow! I knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but a world-renowned turntablist? A master chef, but a master of ceremonies? MC Sprinkles? How did you get here? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was a trick to get you guys to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's a spork monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, look! The spork monster is no more. From here on out, I prefer everyone refer to me as my new name, Party Monster. The student tries finishing what he has to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Spork. Oh, I'm sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found a love in her cooking, and you know that she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who would command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reasons. Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured that it was the least he could do for the school's dean. Oh, Nepo baby. Gotcha. This isn't what I think of when I picture a Nepo baby, but I see it. And we get a new wing of the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of Chancellor such and such. It's Clank, who's arrived late to the dance. Now that I've graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I'm actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I've learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am, and this isn't time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear that she's managed to surpass you by that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day when you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. No. This time, a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, after the last time that I streamed this game, I bought myself KFC, and so there is KFC in my fridge. So I did end up buying KFC from this game, which is what I feel like was the whole purpose of the game anyway, but the end? Question mark? No, it's not the end, as everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner. Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Amanda? I couldn't help but wonder, was our final team-up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs? Or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this do-si-do? Colonel Sanders extends his hand out to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tip of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef, so delicate in the craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks turned into flour, soaked in buttermilk and dusted with exotic spices. But they do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight, they reach for you. And I thought our feet may tire of dancing. I believe that this is just the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you join me? Not on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner in both business and life. I gasp. Could it be? Is he really saying me and you together for the next 30 years until you pass away? Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No. Even then, my life would still be incomplete without you there by my side. What do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. I don't actually though, but we did get the KFC. We copped the Empire. 30 more years until he passes away. I only have to deal with I don't know, whatever fuckery this is, but we did it. KFC presents. God, what a beautiful game. 10 out of 10. Absolutely just pure magic. Thank you guys so much for being here and so much for watching. And I will see you guys when I see you guys next. Goodbye.